Real Music exclusive.
I grew up like a savage. One, two, 1, 2. You now rocking with the No Vultures podcast. You got me, myself, Lord Rab. And today we got a very, 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 very special guest. Now, this guy is a Midwest legend, a Cleveland, Ohio legend, a Muni League legend, a Glenville legend, a Ohio Buckeyes legend, and an NFL veteran of 14 years.
Yep,
Today we got Ginn Jr. on No Vultures, man. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Man, this interview is my pleasure. I'm glad that I got this call, you know what I'm saying, out the blue because I love sports and I also love a good success story coming from where we come from, like being black. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, for sure.
Surviving where we come from and being black, you know what I mean?
It is always important.
Exactly. So, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. First off, thanks. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for inviting me. Being able, just to big up my area. You know what I'm saying? To showcase my area. Being where we from. It's always good to show the kids a different light. You know what I'm saying? So, I am a fan. I do watch. I have heard. You know what I'm saying? So, I do check in with you guys,
Appreciate
from
that.
time to time.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
It give me a little bit of more ranking, which what we say back at home.
Right.
With the babies, you know what I'm saying? So being able just to come on and, give a different, flavor to, what we do.
Absolutely.
For
Absolutely.
sure.
Appreciate it. And I want to give you the disclaimer, like, far as this podcast, this is not necessarily a Bay Area podcast. It's for culture.
For sure.
We believe in being culture and humanizing people and not just getting people on the pod when something is happening.
For sure.
When something bad happens, somebody catch a DUI, somebody house get a home invasion, somebody some unfortunate, like they like to sell on our community. You know what I'm saying? So we like to just highlight the good. You know what I'm saying?
Always.
And then mixed in that, life happens. Life always is life, but humanizing people, we all go through the same shit.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Cross and gold.
So Cleveland, Ohio.
For sure.
Born and raised.
Yeah.
1985.
Yeah.
And something that's special to me about that is I'm a little older than you. I was already born, but the flavor is the flavor of those years, right? That's the height of the crack era, or like the beginning.
For sure.
Right? So growing up in Cleveland, like so many cities, how was that? Like, what did you see outside? Like, of course you was into sports and you had your pops around, but what did you see outside?
Well, you see neighborhood stuff. Being a product of your environment. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a day one thing that always come around. Being at grandma's house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only way that you really come up. You survive. You know what I'm saying? Mama worked, daddy worked. You go to grandma's house. Not saying that I didn't have a two-parent home, but summertime, things like that. That's when everybody get their funky off.
For sure.
Know what I'm saying? So just coming up, you're gonna see the neighborhood things that go on. Guys that hustling, trying to run the streets to make a way. You know what I'm saying? For somebody not being able to, have lights or guys and mama really struggling, or might be attending or acting into the drug game. You know what I'm saying? They jumping off the porch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's easy to jump off the porch. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to, become accustomed of what you're around. And, just growing up, I had a blessing to have a dad that always been in the sports world, that always had his hands on the community, that was able to see some of these guys that you see on the corner, that, gave me an opportunity not to be able to be on the corner because, it was just a way out that, they have seen this, like you say, you're a little older, so, you say the early, 80s.
80s, just like, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm starting preschool around the time that's you being born.
You
so,
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're saying early 80s, late 70s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got guys that's really surviving to a new realm, like a new world order, like in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, you changing overall. We even changing the clothes and the style. Like, you know what I'm saying? So those days was just coming up, trying to come up fast. It's almost like it is now as you go 20 years later. You know what I'm saying? The way our kids is coming up, you're like, wow, You know what I'm saying? It's similar, but it's not similar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we didn't have the Instagram and the Twitters and all the different things to showcase different things. You had to really go stand in line and do research and really do things to make you a better person in life if you wanted a pair of J's or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So, you know what I'm saying? It's just the style that we come from. And just being up in the 80s, it just taught you really how to grind.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? No matter what you do, you put your head down and you really, you know what I'm saying, put in work. You know what I'm saying? And the right way, no matter what way it was, you're going to do it the right way. You be respectful to whatever way it was, and you treat the game however the game be played. And that's what's so similar about, you know, playing sports and being in the game. You hear it all the time about how athletes want to be rappers and rappers want to be athletes.
Facts.
Dope boys and all that stuff. It's all got a similarity to it because it's a principle and a respect game.
Came
You
up
know
with
what
the
I'm saying?
same dreams.
And you can't hide nothing if you really, you know what I'm saying, put in work. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying, just coming up, you know, you got your people that showed you the ways that they wanted to show you. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you which way you really want to step and how you really want to rep. You know what I'm saying? You always gonna come from a community. You always gonna come from some type of gang. You always gonna come from some type of area. You know what I'm saying? It's just all about how you put on for your people. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get your rep, and that's what we lose out of today's life. You know what I'm saying? We can't separate the 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
Man, you that's great. You said that, and that's the truth, man. Something that I find interesting about your story is you know, in the hood we talk to this what we don't have really, kind of in a sense, right? And like I'm sure you've seen those guys that didn't have fathers or did have fathers that wasn't as impactful as your dad.
For sure.
But your dad is almost like a hood savior, like a superhero, right? Because you had to actually share your dad
For sure.
with the community, right?
For
like
sure.
because other guys needed fathers. And
Shit, I needed brothers.
yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it worked both ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could take it for what it's worth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Being able to come back and I got a son. You know what I'm saying? And he had to share me now. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you got to take it for what it's worth. Sometimes you got to see the good and the bad of, you know, what pops are all about. You know what I'm saying? So just growing up, being able to share my pops, seeing him in different life with different people, getting kids out of different situations, people calling the house at different times of the night. You know what I'm saying? Being able to be respectful to go upstairs and wake him up, knowing that he just went to sleep.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? But shit, that kid, life on the line in some type of way, and ain't always a bad way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you know what I'm saying? Now that we got this mental health thing, you know, as kid growing up, we got a lot of people with mental health that was never able to, you know, be able to just get off their chest. You know, the person they could get off their chest with sometimes was my old man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So being able to, you know what I'm saying, understand that and still be able to move the way I did, you know what I'm saying, to show the light of, you know what I'm saying, how the community helps. You know what I'm saying? Without a lot of guys that come through and show different ways and do different things at different times, then I wouldn't know how to move.
A story that I found interesting about you early was about you and your dad was you had a drive in you so bad that you wanted to go and play ball with him in the yard, to line up at receiver and have him throw you some balls, right?
For sure.
And you wasn't allowed to drop three.
Yep.
So you catching like 100 passes, and when you drop three, it's over.
It's over.
And you wanted it so bad that's what you was out there doing. Where did that drive come from?
I mean, that just come from like a father and son situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, getting your time with your old man when you can get it. You know what I'm saying? And treating it for what it's worth when you can. You know what I'm saying? That was like the first step of life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you say, he coming in, he hustling and busting, and as men, we always hustling and busting. Like, it's never, look what time it is now. We hustling and busting.
Yeah, facts.
Like, you know what I'm saying? We just trying to make a way for our little ones in some type of way.
Yes, indeed.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So however we got to put it on, however we got to step out and do it, that's how we do it. It was just taught at a young age. Like, you could go out and your first 3 passes, you could be dropped, and he going in the house. You're like, man.
Yeah, it's over.
Like, really get in the car and go ahead and go do what he need to go do.
Yeah.
Or you might catch 100, and then you on 103, You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You drop,
you
but you done had
tired.
an hour with your old man. You had an hour and a half with your old man. Like you done really bought time. Like how you say, like it's not a bad thing.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But it gave me a want. It gave me some type of leadership. It gave me some type of like tenacity to be somebody who I am today. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? Just taking that field and just taking that approach as a young man. You know what I'm saying?
Even going into coaching yourself and being a part of the what I like to call the participation trophy era, right? That wasn't a thing when you was coming up. Like it's win, you got to win, right? We taught to be
We
winners.
taught to be winners. Yeah, I mean we got the participation trophy.
Yeah, but it wasn't nothing to be celebrated.
Celebrating
Yeah,
before.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It was really for everybody. So just in case somebody didn't get highlighted for something that went on throughout the season, we still got, you know what I'm saying, something for you.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
You know, fundraise.
Right,
You know,
right.
donated.
Get
You
the
know,
dinner.
put your time in. Your parents should put their time in. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's for. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's important that we highlight that because the mental fortitude and like you said, the toughness and the tenacity has disappeared. It's turned into something else. Like we make sports as competition, so you always got to come up. Somebody gonna win, somebody gonna lose. It
We
ain't two
losing
winning.
it.
Yeah,
We losing it. We losing it through, you know what I'm saying? Just the people that's coaching, the kids that's coming up, and what they seeing,
yeah,
and they too far from it, but they making it accessible now. But it ain't gonna never be accessible to your hood.
right, right.
It ain't gonna never be accessible to my hood
Yeah,
because we ain't got the resources to really showcase their real talent. You know, and that's just the realest that I can put it.
Yeah.
Because I got guys that be 5 stars and 2 sport guys, but we ain't got the real resources other than my father and what he can really do, other than what I done did, and other than what other people done did, you know. But we don't have a 5-star building that you walk in and you can say, "Oh, that's how y'all get them out."
Yeah.
You come to my hood, you like, Psh,
yeah,
this really what's going on. You
man.
like this how y'all really pushing this out? This how you really doing it? But it's life, so you try to buckle down and show the kids that if you just love on this or love on that, then somewhere down the line it's gonna grow. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. So just trying to stay in the community and just help out with the babies. That's all you can really do.
And before we move on any further, man, I just want to give your dad props again, Ted Ginn Sr. Man, for he put over what 20-something people in. I mean, he coached over 20-something people that end up in the league. Like
Yeah, like we
24 people, about 24, 25 people.
he got a nice little error. Like,
Yeah, that's cold,
to
man.
be able to not lose in the Senate. Like I think we haven't lost a Senate game since '97.
Oh man, we ain't talking about big budget schools. We talking
No, we
about
talking
working in the
about-
ghetto.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Like-
that's important that we say
Like,
that.
you get kicked out the building at 6 o'clock.
Right,
Ain't
right.
ain't no stand after or ain't no we can go watch film or ain't no we gonna watch film before practice. Ain't no none of that. It's like, well, this all we got.
Right.
Then get off this field.
Yeah.
We got lights that we can
Yeah.
barely turn on.
Playing against kids that got nutritionists.
Yeah, but then we can't do nothing, and then they gotta go to a war zone when they step out. So this the only thing that we got, and then y'all still kick them out of here,
Right.
Before we can really get them at an IQ to be able to play the game every day.
Yeah.
Just like the prep schools and the people that really got the real money that's in the right areas.
Right, right.
It's real.
Man, that's cold, man. The legacy of your high school, right? Glenville Tar Blooders.
Yep.
Right. You familiar with the? I read an interesting story, but are you familiar with the story on the mascot
Yeah.
of the school about the railroads and all that stuff? Like I thought that was interesting, just because the logo itself is like
it's a robot.
A robot.
Yeah.
Right, but
So
it's
I went to the opposite rival. I went to Collinwood.
oh, you didn't go there.
I did go there.
Oh,
I went to
okay.
the middle school though.
Oh,
So I know about,
Yeah.
they are trained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the people that worked on the railroad that was getting the tar all over. I was like, that's some crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's us.
yeah, grit.
Yeah, great. Grind.
When they talk about places like Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, industrial cities, Detroit.
When you look at Superman, where you think Superman from? The Ville, baby.
Yeah. And they keep telling that story.
Yeah, and they keep coming
They
out.
keep
I always say that in the podcast, man. It's just crazy, but it's just the realest of the thing. When you come to Hopkins, boy, you gonna see that man like like you know
straight
what I'm saying?
up.
We just made we made to survive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could throw bricks on us, you could throw water on us, you can throw sand, like whatever it is. We just made to survive, and that's kind of like how the Bay is too. You know what I'm saying? Like you could come out here and just made to survive. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of similarities.
It got its vultures to it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you respect it,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and you do it the right way, it's gonna respect you.
Absolutely.
Like you know what I'm saying? But that's anywhere.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And just your hometown really put some real morals into you that make you be able to be thorough when you leave, and some of us lose that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Every city got like, little football league. We got Pop Warner out here with Oakland Dynamites, and who you play for?
I played for the San Leandro
Crusaders. You got Crusaders, Berkeley Cougars. Y'all had the Muni League, right? And so you played in that,
For
right?
sure.
And y'all had a lot of legends come through there.
For sure.
Well, but did LeBron play in that league? No.
No.
So, but he was a football player also, was that just high school?
That was just high school.
That was just high school.
Sense. You know,
Okay.
I really seen LeBron mostly on basketball court as like 8 through 14. You know what I'm saying? And then you watched him a couple of times through his high school career. But other than that, you're going to see that boy every day on that basketball. So if you doing any type of basketball at our time coming up, you got to go through them somewhere down the line. Like,
Yeah.
so that's what he really took over. And then as we went to high school, it was, not discrediting nobody else, but you're gonna see him when it's basketball season. You're gonna see us when it's football and track. Like, but it was just that we was just coming up in the football era, so we really getting a real buzz before the public.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Where everybody else been doing this, you know what I'm saying? Not taking nothing from nobody else, but it was just our time where, just going to the playoffs was something. Then if you win, it's just even better. Like, 'cause ain't nobody never did it.
Right.
To now, it's like, if you don't go to the playoffs, you ain't nothing.
You ain't nothing.
That
Yeah.
ain't fair. Because we had a season where we ain't go do nothing.
Right.
City champions, still.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna never forget, we hold our league down, but we don't go to the next level. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, what really make a kid a champion is who win at the end of the deal. I'm gonna go through ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? That's like coming out of Ohio State. I go from winning almost every game to go to Miami and go 1-15.
Man.
Never knew how to really lose.
Yeah. That's crazy.
In 6 years, I only lost 10 games. From high school to
go 1-15.
go 1-15. What money?
That shit got to be.
In Miami.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's just what it was, you know what I'm saying? And you just had to just really sit there and balance life out. Do I really go out and kick it after this loss? Or do I sit in the house and really try to figure it out? So it's just how you really just take things, and that's really about being back in the day at the house. Do I go to this party as a young dude, or do I stay in the house?
Do you remember just like, could you go reflect back then and remember making them conscious decisions? Like,
I had an old man that took my consciousness away.
Straight up.
That we can't do nowadays.
Right.
So you take your kid conscious decisions away, then he run away from you.
The law, they can call somebody else, be on their side.
Yeah, like it's crazy. But if I came home and he be like, "You ain't going nowhere today," it wasn't no more talking. It wasn't no more like. It was a reason.
That's it.
Boy, we got a track meet in the morning, or we got a game. I know it's Friday night. You got to go do what we do, and then he'll give me some type of leeway.
Right.
Probably won't be a party.
Yeah.
But I can come home.
Something else.
I live it in a different way, so I learned how to adjust at a young age. Where now making an adjustment to our kids at this age is like difficult. It's hard. and then they choose to go opposite in a lot of different ways. You know what I'm saying? That's jumping off the porch. That's with the sex deal now. You get what I'm saying? You know, sometimes you don't know what's going on.
It's too much, yeah.
It's too much.
Too
you know
much.
what I'm saying? I don't got nothing against nobody.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
but it's a lot.
It's tough when you
Before you learn yourself.
you got young minds.
Yeah.
Trying to develop, and you making everything cool. And then at home, you can't really show them nothing because of the phones. And it's just like, it's hard. So you could try to get a game. That's all you can do. And I'm talking about like a sport, an after school program, whatever you can do to just try to hold the kids in. And you give them to play puzzles and games, the after school program. You give them to run lines and up and down the field for football or basketball or soccer or whatever it is, just to maintain their brain for a hot second before they go back to this, just like we do.
Stay on blue. I'm just trying to stay racked up like you.
Put an 8 in a 1 and do magic. Tryna stretch hair on like elastic. Eco-friendly drug dealer, I don't waste no plastic. Use all 4 corners of that baggie. All I ever wanted was a bankroll. So I pull up on Champ before the bank close. Say no to stank hoes and stank clothes. No paramedic pimpin', nigga, we don't save hoes. Yeah, rest in peace to Lil'